Right now at Good Morning Northwest, a man is arrested in Richland after threatening someone with a sword. What the Richland Police Department is saying about the case.
The construction of a new roundabout is set to begin today in Pasco. We'll tell you how it could impact your daily commute.
In Yakima, airport traffic was temporarily stopped when a man ran onto the runway. We have the story.
And this morning is mild and comfortable, but a little bit later today it's going to be very hot. I'll tell you how to stay safe in the heat. It's going to be coming up right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest, on your side.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal.
And I'm Jill Sperling. It is Monday, July 8th.
Jill, did you have a good weekend?
I had a good weekend, yes.
It was hot this weekend, wasn't it?
I did not go outside.
I went to the pool because of how hot it was, and I hear we're going to be needing to hit the pool again this week because it's only getting hotter. So we'll check in with our chief meteorologist, Josh Colbreth.
Josh, we've been bracing for the excessive heat, and now it's here. How hot will it be today?
It is going to be very hot. Most of us are going to end up in the triple digits, and today's not even going to be the hottest day of this ordeal. And of course, the heat always fuels fires. We're tracking the Thorpe Road fire very closely. Good news is that it's up to 75% containment now, just a little bit above 2,000 acres. So hopefully crews can get a complete handle on that before some of the hotter weather does set in. Current temperatures this morning are pretty mild, 50s and 60s for the Kittitas and Yakima valleys, 60s for the lower Columbia Basin, even some 60s and 70s for the foothills of the Blues. So again, very mild stuff. A little bit later today, pretty hot. We'll all be in the triple digits for the most part, right around 105 in the Tri-Cities. So because of that, we do have several excessive heat warnings and heat advisories in place. These run until 10 p.m. on Wednesday. It looks like the peak of our heat wave again is probably going to be in that Tuesday to Wednesday time frame. If you're going to be headed outdoors for today, if you're going to be taking the pet on a walk, try to do that in the early morning. Of course, stay hydrated, especially for the kids, and check in on those vulnerable populations, especially the elderly.
Thank you, Josh, for all those great tips. And coming up at 5:30 this morning, we'll have more information about the potential dangers of this heat wave and places you can go to escape these rising temperatures.
And we start now with a crime alert in Kennewick. This Kennewick Police Department is investigating the fatal shooting of a man Saturday evening. Officers responded to a weapons complaint at the Crown Village Apartments at 445 North Volland Street shortly after 7 p.m. Saturday. When they arrived, they found a man in the parking lot with gunshot wounds. He was taken to the hospital but did not survive. Authorities say it appears to be an isolated incident, but information on the suspect is unknown. They've not released the victim's name at this time. In Richland, a man was arrested for allegedly threatening someone with a sword while at a gas station. The Richland Police Department responded to the area near the Fred Meyer on Wellesian Way around 11:30 yesterday morning. According to the person who reported the incident, the suspect had ran up to him in a threatening manner and unsheathed his sword. That's when the victim took off on his motorcycle and called 911. Officers found the suspect walking at the intersection of Wellesian and Aaron Drive and detained him. Authorities say they found a large piece of rebar and a 2-foot-long sword attached to the man's backpack. He was booked into the Benton County Jail for second-degree assault. The suspect and the victim do not know each other. Airport flight traffic in Yakima was temporarily stopped when a man ran onto the runway. The Yakima Police Department was called out to the Yakima Airport just before 1:30 yesterday afternoon. Officials say a man had run onto the runway without permission. Airport traffic was held so officers could access the runway and capture the man. According to YPD, the man appeared to be in an altered mental state. He was taken into custody and later booked into the Yakima County Jail for criminal trespassing. Continuing coverage now, we have new details on the arrest of a former security guard of the Kennewick School District. Anohelico Calder is accused of kidnapping a teen and taking her to Oregon. According to court documents, the teen's family was concerned about the girl's relationship with Calder and took their concerns to the school district. At one point, the teen told her mother Calder was planning on getting guardianship of her and they were moving to South Dakota. Investigators say Calder also gave the teen what is commonly known as a burner phone. Court documents also say Calder took the teen on spring break without telling her family.
When questioned about where the teen may be, investigators say Calder lied and said he hadn't been in contact with her for several months. Authorities say they found surveillance video that shows he drove the teen to Oregon. When confronted with this information, investigators say Calder admitted he had taken her. To find more details on this case, head to our website, applevalleynewsnow.com.
A heads up for drivers in Pasco this morning. Construction of a new roundabout at Road 68 and West Court Street begins today.
The City of Pasco's goal with the new roundabout is to improve safety. This by reducing the risk of high-speed collisions at this busy intersection. And the work will result in some traffic disruptions. Beginning today, the city will be closing Road 68 at the north end of the intersection of West Court Street. Road 68 south of Court Street will remain open, and there will still be access to area businesses.
The project is expected to continue through mid-September, and drivers should expect detours and delays throughout the duration of the construction period.
Also, the Tri-Cities Airport will be getting nearly $6 million from the FAA for pavement improvements. The airport says the grant will fund the reconstruction of pavement, some of which have been around since World War II.
Officials say the improvements will help keep the airport safe and efficient.
Straight ahead on Good Morning Northwest, we've heard a lot about the potential side effects that can come with weight loss drugs like Ozempic and Wegovy.
But a new study shows a potentially positive finding, but there are some limiting factors when it comes to this study. We'll be right back.
The extended 4th of July sale at Furniture Row is on now, and the savings are explosive. Best of all, the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend, plus 5 years, no interest financing. But hurry, the extended 4th of July sale at Furniture Row ends soon.
I'm a real wild one. Once in a while, we all want to go wild. We just need a little help. Meet a little help. The 2024 Ford Bronco Sport Wild Edition goes over any terrain, so you can go all out. Get a wild deal on a Bronco Sport today. Lease a Bronco Sport Wild Edition for $339 a month for 36 months, or purchase with $3.9 for 36 and get $2,000 wild bonus cash.
Welcome to Beaver Valley Lodge, your rustic lodging and event venue in the beautiful Leavenworth, Washington. Experience the great outdoors and enjoy the beauty of the mountains as you stay with us on our 50 acres in the Cascade Foothills. Whether you're joining us for a wedding, retreat, vacation, or family reunion, we're here to make your stay unforgettable. We make it our goal for you to come as a guest, but leave as a friend. Book your stay today at beavervalleylodge.com.
Have you ever had a day like this? Bad days are why we got in the game. Capuzza Lighty, Accident Injury Lawyers.
These are real people seeking solutions to real problems.
I have plantar fasciitis.
Pain with my feet, my knees, hips, and back.
And then they were fit with Good Feet arch supports.
I definitely feel the heel-to-toe walk.
I'm not feeling any pain, especially in my heel. That's where I always feel it.
I don't feel the knee pain. I didn't notice any pain in my back. I feel like I could walk all day in these.
Oh, you're a blessing in disguise.
Try them for yourself with a free arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Here's to feeling at home on mountain trails, playing by the river all day, exploring your favorite off-beaten paths and terrains, or simply savoring your favorite foods. Here's to Subaru season. Experience all our hometown summers have to offer with the new Subaru Outback from McCurley Subaru. Your way home.
Get a new Subaru Outback from McCurley Subaru today with 2.9% financing.
Shop and save during the extended 4th of July sale at Denver Mattress. Right now, save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Or check out the Summit, just $299.99. Plus 5 years no interest and free shipping. But hurry, the extended 4th of July sale at Denver Mattress ends soon.
Take off over a fun park. Fly the Northwest. Apple Valley News Now at 6 Tuesday.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. In health news this morning, a potentially positive finding about certain weight loss medications. A new study shows medications like Ozempic and Wegovy may help significantly lower the risk of certain cancers. Now, there are a couple of caveats here. First, the cancers those drugs seem to help reduce the risk for are closely tied to obesity. The level of risk reduction appears to be similar to that seen with intensive lifestyle change and bariatric surgery. Second, only people with type 2 diabetes were studied. That makes it unclear if people taking the drugs exclusively for weight loss would see the same benefit. Reminder to always consult with your doctor when taking any medication. In more health news, research has generally focused on the effects of screen time on young children, but now a new study focuses on the effects it has on their parents. ABC News' Christian Cordero has more.
Almost all American households are home to a smartphone, laptop, or tablet where many adults scroll for more than 4 hours a day. Researchers from Sweden observed playtime between 50 children aged 2+ and their parents. During playtime, some parents were stopped to complete either a digital or paper questionnaire. The study found no difference between digital versus print interruptions. When parents were distracted, overall exchanges between parents and children were more negative. Parents were less sensitive to children's touch or gaze, and children showed less affection. To strengthen bonds with our children, social scientists advise FaceTime, not screen time, for parents. And with it being summer, one great way to do so is getting outside. With this Medical Minute, I'm Christian Cordero.
Up next on Good Morning Northwest, leaders from all over the world will be arriving to Washington, D.C. today for the NATO summit. We have the details coming up in your political news. But first, Chief Meteorologist Josh Culbreth has your First Alert full forecast. We'll be right back.
Talk about fireworks. Check out these offers during the extended 4th of July sale at Denver Mattress. Right now, the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Save up to $200 on our Doctor's Choice lineup. And check out the Factory Direct Summit, now only $299.99. Purchase a Tempur-Pedic and score a $300 gift, plus 5 years no interest and free shipping. But hurry, the extended 4th of July sale at Denver Mattress ends soon.
Take off for a bird's eye view of a fun Riverside Park.
We bring our bikes down here, we walk down here, and then when mommy's tired, we drive down here.
Fly the Northwest.
It's a huge asset. I really enjoyed it.
Apple Valley News Now at 6 Tuesday.
Okay, guys, we're all here because U.S. Cellular has an incredible deal. Right now, you can get 4 lines for just $90.
Sorry, just double checking. Is it really that good of a deal?
Yeah. It's a huge deal. You also get 4 free phones of your choice.
4 free phones! Wow, I just triple checked and that's awesome.
So go get that deal. Or at least help me clip. Do you check the expiration dates?
Oh, I can do that.
Great.
Get 4 free phones of your choice with no trade-in needed, plus 4 lines for $90.
If your family is anything like this, you need quality floors from Empire today. Like durable carpet with built-in stain and pet protection. Tough wood laminate with a scratch-resistant finish. Or waterproof vinyl plank floors. Even bath time is no match. And when life happens, Empire backs every floor with great warranties. Quality floors you can count on. Save $350 on your next project. Call this special number now.
1-844-254-8536.
STCU and Apple Valley News Now continue to honor volunteers by sharing their stories and awarding their charities $1,000 each. If you know someone in Benton and Franklin counties who's making a difference and taking that extra step to make our communities better, please tell us about them today. Woo! Just click on Volunteers Count on the contest tab at applevalleynewsnow.com for the STCU Volunteers Count nomination form. Volunteers Count from STCU and Apple Valley News Now.
Tonight, I'm going to meet my future husband and then 20 other really hot guys too. I'm going to do things in my own way. My love story is going to be crazy and chaotic and fun. You guys are making decisions for me. I don't really think that that's in your power.
Listen to yourself. I deserve to be first. Nobody deserves anything in this life, Thomas.
If someone is here for the wrong reasons, I will find out.
live Faye Dunaway from her new documentary, Faye, plus the new Bachelorette, Jen Tran.
This is the moment. I feel like the main character in my own love story.
Today at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
Good Morning Northwest streams all day at applevalleynewsnow.com and our mobile apps. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. It is mild out there for this morning as we're in the 50s and 60s for the Kittitas and Yakima Valleys, 60s and 70s for the lower Columbia Basin. It's the same thing for the foothills of the Blues. Okay, a little bit later today, it is going to be scorching out there as it will be about 15 degrees above average for this time of the year. Mid-triple digits for the Kittitas and Yakima Valleys. It's going to be the same thing for the lower Columbia Basin, and we'll see a mixture of 90s and triple digits for the foothills of the Blues. Today's not only going to be dangerous when it comes to the heat, but also the fire weather is going to be of the utmost concern as we're going with a first alert high impact fire day for today. Take a look at some of this fire fuel energy compared to historical values. We're going to end up being in the 95th percentile for the Kittitas and Yakima counties and valleys, and then in the lower Columbia Basin will be up into the 91st percentile. For the Blue Mountains will also be into the 91st percentile. So this is going to be some very dangerous stuff for today. And then wait until you see the numbers for Tuesday and beyond. We'll get to that in a second. But first for tonight, even milder compared to this morning with 60s for the Kittitas and Yakima Valleys. Will be in the 60s and 70s for the lower Columbia Basin. Also 60s and 70s for the foothills of the Blue Mountains. Our heat wave is likely going to peak into Tuesday and Wednesday. I mean, if you really want to split hairs here, Tuesday is going to be the hottest of the 2 days, but very dangerous stuff. And then we do come back down to earth a little bit for Thursday and beyond, but we'll still be up into the triple digits. And with this sustained, prolonged heat, we're going with a first alert extreme impact fire day for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, with extreme emphasis on Wednesday and Thursday because that's when conditions are going to be at their breeziest. But for tomorrow, even without the winds, take a look at some of these values, some of these data points up into the 99th percentile when you compare this to historical values for upper and lower Yakima or Kittitas and Yakima counties. So very dry vegetation there, up into the 96th percentile for the lower Columbia Basin, up into the 97th percentile for the Blue Mountains. So we need everyone to be on their P's and Q's when it comes to fire safety and when it comes to heat safety as well. Here's the 7-day forecast for the Cascades. Near 90 degrees by Tuesday, even up in the mountains, which really just underscores how hot this heat wave will be, of course. And then for the Kittitas Valley, we're expecting triple digits through Wednesday, and then very dangerous fire weather conditions for Wednesday and Thursday, just given the breezy / windy conditions. And then for the Yakima Valley, essentially 7 days in a row of triple digit heat. Definitely a lot cooler after Wednesday as opposed to before Wednesday, but still it's going to be pretty hot out there. Then for the lower Columbia Basin, it's the same thing, as we'll be essentially above 100 degrees for the next 7 days. And then for the foothills of the Blue Mountains, hot, sunny, and dry for this next week. And then for the Blue Mountains, dangerous fire conditions, especially as we start to eyeball that thunderstorm chance into Sunday.
Thank you, Josh. In political news this morning, more Democrats are calling for the president to withdraw from the presidential race. Now, at least 4 senior Democrats in Congress are publicly calling on President Biden to quit. ABC's M. Nguyen has more.
This morning, lawmakers are returning from their 4th of July holiday as more Democrats raise concerns about President Biden's candidacy. Senator Mark Warner had scheduled a meeting with Senate Democrats today, assembling a group to ask Biden to step aside. But a source says because news of the meeting leaked to the media, it made it impossible to have the conversations between senators privately. In the House, several top Democrats are now privately saying Biden should withdraw from the race, including Congressman Jerry Nadler, Adam Smith, Mark Takano, and Joe Morelli. 5 other Democrats in Congress have publicly called for Biden to drop out. The pressure comes after the president's debate performance and his interview Friday with our George Stephanopoulos.
And if you stay in and Trump is elected and everything you're warning about comes to pass, how will you feel in January?
I feel as long as I gave it my all and I did the goodest job as I know I can do, that's what this is about.
Well, that is the answer that most concerned me as well. This is not just about whether he gave it the best college try, but rather whether he made the right decision to run or to pass the torch.
In battleground Pennsylvania this weekend, Biden insisted he's staying in the race.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
And the president appeared confident in his party's support.
What progress has been made here in Pennsylvania?
Well, there's been a lot of progress. We've got a lot more to do, though.
Meanwhile, a Philadelphia radio station now says it's parted ways with its host, who acknowledged interviewing President Biden last week using questions pre-selected by Biden's campaign team. The campaign did not deny providing the questions, saying, "We do not condition interviews on acceptance of these questions."
Emwin, ABC News, Washington.
In more political news, the NATO summit begins tomorrow in Washington, D.C. It's the first time the city has hosted the summit in 25 years. Leaders from around the world will be arriving today. And the summit marks the 75th anniversary of the military alliance that began after World War II. The NATO Secretary General is meeting with Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin today. However, instead of foreign policy, some analysts say President Joe Biden's candidacy could be the main focus. When we come back on Good Morning Northwest, racing fans, listen up. The first teaser trailer for a Formula One movie, which partially filmed at actual Formula One events, has been released. We have a look at it, plus the Jaws-inspired Lego promo. That's all coming up in your entertainment headlines.
Danny was rear-ended by a semi-truck. Serious injuries.
Mariano's reputation and experience gave him an advantage over the insurance company.
Daniel got paid a lot.
He lives up to his reputation, which is somebody who gets results.
Call 853-2222. Smoke City for Less is your one-stop shop in Kennewick, Richland, West Richland, Hermiston, Road 68 in Pasco, and the new location on West Court Street. July 10th is a 710 sale from 8 to 10 p.m. at all 6 locations. This year is off the charts. Get 50% off glass. Free goodie bags for the first 300 people through the door. Free tacos from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. only at our Kennewick location. Don't miss the huge savings on the one-day July 10th 710 sale at all 6 locations. Smoke City for Less. We smoke the competition.
The White Card, a powerful resource for former Hanford and DOE employees. If you worked in the area and have come down with cancer, lung disease, Parkinson's, or renal failure, you may be eligible for financial compensation and healthcare services. A simple phone call can get the process started. Atomic Home Health. Don't wait. Call today.
It's 1,000 miles from here, but our open southern border is costing us billions and bringing deadly drugs into our communities. The rich are doing just fine, but working families are struggling. I'm Tiffany Smiley, and I approve this message because even though the political establishment told me to wait my turn, I'm running for Congress now to secure the border and lower the cost of living because Washington families can't afford to wait any longer.
Welcome to Premier Woodworks, your premier source for custom cabinetry and full-service interior design. Our custom designs are brought to life with 3D images to help you visualize the final result. Our high-quality cabinetry is crafted with care and attention to detail. From kitchen and bath design to remodel project management, we're here to make your dream space a reality. Premier Woodworks, located at 109 North Washington Street in Kennewick.
Oh my gosh, wow. Who am I? Wow, is that really me?
Hi, I'm Jonathan Greenhut, the CEO of Plexiderm. All it takes is 10 minutes to reduce the appearance of under eye bags, wrinkles, and crow's feet. The instant results are from naturally based silicates found in shell clay. Once applied, your skin tightens and firms. Take action with our Plexiderm 10-minute challenge. Try it today for only $14.95, plus get free shipping. Visit plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
Next ET, Nick Cannon and BTAC's son turns 2, our exclusive Inside Legendary's birthday bash. Plus, we're kicking off a week with TV greats. Susan Lucci on a soap opera return.
Next ET. Tonight at 7.
Danny was rear-ended by a semi-truck. Serious injuries.
Mariano's reputation and experience gave him an advantage over the insurance company.
Daniel got paid a lot.
He lives up to his reputation, which is somebody who gets results.
Call 853-2222.
Take off over a fun park. Fly the Northwest. Apple Valley News Now at 6 Tuesday.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. In entertainment news, Brad Pitt is feeling the need for speed.
Also good news if you're a fan of Legos. David Daniel has the details in today's Hollywood Minute.
We need to build our car for combat.
How am I supposed to make that safe?
Who said anything about safe?
The first teaser trailer is out for F1 from Top Gun Maverick director Joseph Kosinski. Brad Pitt, Kerry Condon, Damson Idris, and Javier Bardem star in the racing flick, which was filmed in part at actual Formula One events. The checkered flag drops for F1 in IMAX and other U.S. theaters June 27, 2025. Lego's latest Brickbuster video pays tribute to the original Blockbuster. Jaws in a Jiffy is a promo for Lego's film-inspired display set featuring Chief Brody, Hooper, Quint, and Bruce the Shark. The nearly 1,500-piece set includes a tile with Brody's famous line, "You're gonna need a bigger boat." Lego does warn fans the set, due out August 6th, does not float. Going fishing in Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
If that F1 movie is directed by the same guy that directed that Top Gun Maverick movie, I think it'll be good.
I think it will
so
be.
Good. I think that was my favorite movie of that year.
Oh.
It was a good one. Well, in more entertainment news, Ringo Starr marked another birthday on Sunday.
The former Beatle turned 84. And for the past 16 years, he has celebrated the occasion with a Peace and Love birthday event.
He started the tradition in Chicago when he got a group of fans and friends together at noon to fulfill a birthday wish to create a wave of peace and love around the globe. And this year's main event took place in Los Angeles.
A star-studded group of entertainers gathered for the birthday bash, and some of them performed. Similar peace and love events took place at noon at 34 other venues around the world.
My invite must have got lost in the mail.
Yeah, mine too. But I mean, I'm all for peace and love, so that's great. Up next on Good Morning Northwest, temperatures are rising, and it's going to be an even hotter week. When we come back, we share with you tips from Benton PUD on how to keep your home cool during this heat wave.
Plus, one of the hottest places in the world, Death Valley, California, beat a new heat record over the weekend. We tell you how hot it got in just a few minutes, but first, here are your Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, the Apple Watch is getting a makeover. According to Bloomberg, the upcoming Apple Watch Series 10 and Ultra 3 will feature larger screens, thinner designs, and faster performance. The changes are reportedly expected to be announced in the fall, marking 10 years since Tim Cook revealed the first Apple Watch. Next, YouTube's update to its eraser tool. Creators can now delete music from videos without affecting other audio like conversations. YouTube says the tool will be available in the coming weeks. Finally, Tesla is gearing up for a big update. The electric car maker's latest software version adds YouTube Music and Amazon Music for premium users. The update also introduces weather reports, air quality index, and new parental controls. Public release is expected within 1 to 2 weeks. And those are your Tech Bites. I'm Allison Kosick. Have a great day.
Logo Pantene.
Are you tired of your hair breaking after waiting years for it to grow? Meet new Pantene Pro V Miracles with our highest concentration of pro vitamins yet, infused with ingredients like biotin and collagen. Strengthens hair bonds and repairs, as well as the leading luxury brand without the $60 price tag.
Radiant models with diverse hair.
For stronger, healthier hair.
The models smile.
If you know it's Pantene.
PG.
Feel the power of Osteo Biflex. Taken every day, it's clinically shown to improve joint comfort in 7 days with significant improvement over time.
Feeding a high-quality dog food doesn't have to cost a whole lot. For about $1 a day, you can give your dog the Blue Buffalo food they deserve. Real meat first, healthy ingredients, natural nutrition. Try Blue Life Protection Formula today.
Right now on Good Morning Northwest, it's going to be a very hot week as temperatures rise. We have tips from Benton PUD on how you can keep your home cool.
And speaking of that heat, one of the hottest places on Earth, Death Valley in California, broke a heat record over the weekend. We tell you the temperature that was recorded coming up.
And cooling centers are available locally if you need a place to beat the heat. We tell you where you can find one near you.
And not only are we worried about the heat for today, but fire conditions will also be pretty tough. I'll tell you how to stay fire safe, and that's going to be coming up right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest. On your side.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal.
And I'm Jill Sperling. It is Monday, July 8th, and Jessica, it is hot.
It's been way too hot, so we got to check on our forecast to see how hot it's going to get later this week. Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth, do you have good news for us?
No, you knew the answer to that, but the answer is no, because yes, wishful thinking is what you said. Yeah, today is not going to be the hottest day of this heat wave. That's likely going to be into Tuesday and Wednesday, but even after that, we will be cooler, but still probably in the triple digits for the Tri-Cities. Now, for right now, right at 60 degrees, this view coming courtesy of the Dust Devils in Pasco. It is pretty mild this morning for most spots, 50s and 60s for the Kittitas and Yakima Valleys, 50s and 60s also for the lower Columbia Basin, and 50s, 60s, and 70s for the foothills of the Blues. So very mild / warm this morning, especially in Walla Walla. A little bit later today, most of us will end up in the triple digits. We're thinking 106 for Tri-Cities, 107 for Hermiston. So if you have the option to stay inside and in the AC for today, I would highly recommend that. Also, just given that we'll be so hot and dry for today, we're going with the first alert high impact fire day for the entirety of the viewing area. Do not, if you're tossing burning cigarettes on the ground at this time of the year, I don't know what you're doing. Avoid parking hot vehicles on dry vegetation and gather that fire evacuation kit now, in addition to some of these other tips.
Thank you, Josh. And it's been a hot weekend, as you just mentioned. It's only going to get worse in the coming days.
Yeah, and if we can bring Josh back in here. Josh, you've been tracking many of the fires and how they've been driven by the heat we've been seeing, right? Oh.
Well, this forecast is going to be very dangerous over the next week, and for a couple different reasons. Number one, the fire aspect of it. Of course, you're seeing some of the results of that, some scorched earth. This is from the Broadmoor fire, and that happened in Pasco back on June 21st. And fires like this can be driven by the heat, and it's the heat that's actually way more deadly than any fire can be. So let's go ahead and show you some of the stats to back that up. According to NOAA, over the past 30 years, if you average out yearly weather deaths, heat beats everything else by a 2-to-1 margin. So we're talking very dangerous stuff here. We need everyone to be on their P's and Q's when it comes to heat safety. So yes, now that we've established that heat is easily the most deadly weather phenomenon, I still don't want to avoid the fire aspect of the situation, because it will be very dangerous. Sometimes it can be deadly, and someone who's been looking into the fire aspect of this forecast very closely is our own Riley Fitzgerald. Riley, what can you tell us?
Yes. So I talked with a supervisor with the Benton PUD about how this extreme heat wave also could impact our houses through this fire danger.
If it's under a line, you know, if a fire's around a pole or something like that, and there could possibly be an outage if a fire were to burn down a pole and things, that sort of thing. That would be the main concern with a fire, would be to take out some sort of distribution line or something like that.
And it's not just fires that will affect our ability to stay cool in these extreme temperatures. It's also how we're using our energy. So with these extreme temperatures reaching more than 100 degrees, you may want to crank the temperatures down inside. When it comes to this heat, air conditioning can be working overtime to keep us cool. I talked with Robert Frost, the supervisor for energy efficiency at Benton PUD, about what to do to make sure not to overwork your systems in the extreme heat.
So as far as energy savings, kind of the best place to start is closing your blinds in your house, making sure that sun's not radiating inside and heating up heating up your home. So keeping the blinds closed when it's the hot days, and then in the evening hours, if the temperature is cooler than your thermostat settings, opening those windows back up and getting some air in the house to cool it off. Kind of per se free air conditioning at that point if the set point's higher than the temperature outside.
Frost says they recommend setting the thermostat at 75 degrees to 78 degrees in the summer for cooling, if at all possible. Frost also says they know people will be running their air conditionings quite a bit during this heat wave, and contractors will likely be working some overtime as the heat continues. He advises to have a place ready to go in case your AC does go out, and also to check on vulnerable populations. Reporting for Good Morning Northwest with Josh Colbreth, I'm Riley Fitzgerald.
And Riley and Josh covered that this weekend, so thank you guys for that. And because of this extreme heat that we're getting, cities around the region are setting up temporary cooling centers. In Walla Walla County, there are several options for people to go to. The official cooling center is First Congregational Church on Palouse Street in Walla Walla. This opened up Sunday and will stay open through Tuesday, July 9th from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m.
This is the designated cooling center, but residents can also cool off at splash pads, pools, the public library, or Cinemark Grand Cinemas. And in the Lower Valley and Tri-Cities region, several temporary cooling centers are also available. In many of the cities, Mid-Columbia Library branches are open during business hours to help people.
To find a location near you, you can head to our website, applevalleynewsnow.com. We've got the information on the cooling centers, as well as any addresses, phone numbers, and hours of operation. And this heat wave is only hitting the western side, hitting the western side of Washington and Oregon. Seattle and Portland are under excessive heat warnings until Tuesday. In Seattle, cooling canopies are popping up, offering fans and free water. These tents are ensuring tourists and locals alike to stay cool, hydrated, and they can continue to enjoy the city despite the scorching temperatures.
And in Portland, multiple crews are working to keep people safe. Portland's Street Response was handing out water to people in need over the weekend, and they'll continue to do that as the heat only continues to climb. The risk to those living on the streets is very high, and the Portland Street Response has already found people passed out in the heat.
Because when it's this hot, folks who are living outside may just be falling asleep on the street, and so we're just checking to make sure that they're asleep and it's not something more serious, and providing water so they have it.
Rhea says their efforts will continue as long as the temperatures keep climbing, and they're coordinating transportation to cooling centers as needed. Hurricane Beryl is striking Texas today, according to the National Hurricane Center. Forecasters predict it will transition to a tropical storm as it moves through the state. Some coastal residents in its path are evacuating. Others say they're stocked up and ready to ride out the storm.
Well, while most of us are trying to escape the heat, some people are actually heading right into it as a tourism experience.
Oh boy, Death Valley in California shattered a heat record over the weekend, reaching 129 degrees. People from all across the world have been visiting to experience the heat for themselves. I don't know why, and pose for pictures with a thermometer.
Yeah, so here at Furnace Creek, there is an official weather station that's managed by the National Weather Service out of Las Vegas. That is the official thermometer. So when we talk about official heat records, that's what we're looking at. But outside the visitor center, we also have a digital thermometer that has a nice display so visitors can come, they can get their picture next to it, and they can document their experience. The one outside is really just to highlight the extremes here in Death Valley and have that visual representation so people can really acknowledge and share their experience in the park.
Now, while the thermometer outside the weather station was reading 133 degrees, Park Ranger Matthew Lamar says it is in direct heat and tends to read 1 to 5 degrees warmer than the official temperature.
Coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, the EPA and the Department of Justice are suing 3 Lower Yakima Valley dairies.
This comes after they claim it failed to control the amount of nitrate going into the groundwater. Emily Goodell with that report next.
If you're hurt at work, your life can go into a downward spiral.
You're injured. You can't work. Your bills are piling up.
But winning workers' comp benefits isn't easy.
You're the underdog.
We'll fight labor and industries to get you the workers' compensation benefits you deserve.
If you were hurt at work, let us go to work to get you benefits.
Call 509-584-4411 for a free consultation. Bothwell and Hamill.
Life can be hard. With Culligan, your water doesn't have to be.
The Pacific Clinic is a health, sports, and medical campus in Kennewick, now accepting new patients for primary care. We offer patient-specific solutions for physical, mental, and emotional health concerns. You'll receive quality one-on-one time with our medical professionals and experienced support team. Begin your new health plan with today's best technologies and facilities for the whole family. Play hard, live well at the PC. Call us at 509-783-5465 today.
Walla Walla Regional Airport, the gateway to your next vacation. As spring and summer travels approach, plan your flights through Walla Walla Airport. We offer free parking, and we have 2 Alaska flights to Seattle daily, making your travel easy and convenient. Take the time off, explore the world, and create memories that will last a lifetime. Walla Walla Airport, your connection to your next vacation. Book today. AlaskaAir.com. Your destination awaits.
Are you waking up in the morning with a sore jaw, headaches, maybe even ringing in your ears, all because you're grinding and clenching your teeth at night? That's exactly what was going on with me. That's when I found this, the Brux Night Guard. Now the Brux Night Guard redirects the bite force away from the back teeth, reducing jaw pain while still protecting the teeth. This unique design is what makes Brux Night Guard different from all other traditional grind guards. Go to BruxNightGuard.com and order yours today.
Hi, meet Apple Valley News Now's Chief Meteorologist, Josh Culbreth.
Thanks, Stacy. It's great to be here.
Wake up with Josh each day on Good Morning Northwest.
I'll help you and your family get out the door and prepare for what's next. Wind, rain, and sudden temperature spikes are inconveniences to your day. I'm here to let you know what's coming so you'll have no inconvenient surprises.
Stacy Lee evenings, Josh Culbreth mornings. We're Apple Valley News Now. First alert weather, always on your side.
Whitman Hill Winery is proud to support Apple Valley News Now's Restaurant Showdown.
64 restaurants, 4 regions, 1 champion. Get ready to make your voice heard in the Restaurant Showdown. Coming soon from STCU, Les Schwab Tires, and Whitman Hill Winery.
Good Morning Northwest streams all day at AppleValleyNewsNow.com and our mobile apps.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. The EPA and the Department of Justice are suing 3 lower Yakima Valley dairies they claim have failed to control the amount of nitrate leaching into the groundwater.
Apple Valley News Now's Emily Goodell has a breakdown of the claims in that lawsuit and what you should do if you live near those dairies.
According to a federal lawsuit filed on June 26 against Bosma, DeRuyter, and Cow Palace, the 3 dairies together have more than 30,000 animals.
Dairies generate large quantities of liquid and solid animal waste, which contain nitrogen that can turn into nitrate in the soil. So dairies typically spread the manure over cropland, and that can be a safe process except for when it's not done properly.
If it's not managed properly, the nitrate migrates into groundwater, contaminating nearby wells.
That high level of nitrate in drinking water then can cause very serious conditions, especially for infants and at-risk individuals. And this can actually impact humans and livestock with the way that our bodies take in oxygen and impact the circulatory system.
In 2013, the dairies came to an agreement with the EPA to take measures to reduce nitrate contamination. The lawsuit claims they never did what they were supposed to, and now a new motion by plaintiffs asks the court to order those dairies to test wells within 3.5 miles south and southwest of their facilities, and provide safe drinking water for residents whose wells test above the EPA standards for nitrate at 10 milligrams per liter.
So this action is taken to expedite the efforts to have our water be safer, and out of real concern of everything that we're hearing from the lower Yakima Valley residents who are really concerned about the health of their families, the safety of their water.
But in the meantime, if you live in that area, there is help available.
This funding that EPA provided to the Department of Health and Yakima County has launched a Safe Drinking Water initiative to offer free well testing and free drinking water for homes whose wells exceed the safety standard for nitrate.
You can learn more by calling the EPA hotline at 509-204-1941 or 888-508-6344. In the lower Yakima Valley, Emily Goodell, Apple Valley News Now.
We have links to more information about nitrate and local resources up on our website. That's applevalleynewsnow.com.
Up next on Good Morning Northwest, NASCAR is joining the electric vehicle world. It unveiled a new prototype for an electric race car. We'll tell you the horsepower on it when we return.
But first, Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth will have your first alert full forecasts. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back.
Take off over a fun park. Fly the Northwest. Apple Valley News Now at 6 Tuesday.
You're gonna need a new bumper.
Did you say burger, guac, teriyaki, sauce, burger, pineapple, cheese, burger, pineapple, cheese, teriyaki?
Brace yourself, the new teriyaki burger, only at Carl's Jr.
Big burger! Good burger.
Swing into Fred's Appliance today for our 4th of July celebration and discover unbeatable deals on the largest selection of in-stock get-it-today inventory in our region. Take home this LG refrigerator for just $16.99 after a $100 mail-in rebate. This LG not only boasts a smart cooling system that adapts to maintain optimal temperatures, but also features a spacious, customizable layout perfect for any family size. We sell appliances. Only appliances.
If your family is anything like this, you need quality floors from Empire today. Like durable carpet with built-in stain and pet protection. Tough wood laminate with a scratch-resistant finish. Or waterproof vinyl plank floors. Even bath time is no match. And when life happens, Empire backs every floor with great warranties. Quality floors you can count on.
Save $350 on your next project. Call this special number now. 1-844-254-8536.
Tonight, I'm going to meet my future husband and then 20 other really hot guys too. I'm going to do things in my own way. My love story is going to be crazy and chaotic and fun. You guys are making decisions for me. I don't really think that that's in your power.
Listen to yourself. I deserve to be first. Nobody deserves anything in this life, Thomas.
If someone is here for the wrong reasons, I will find out.
Apple Valley News Now, recently honored by the Society of Professional Journalists with first place awards for general excellence, breaking news, health reporting, and video series. We all like awards, but our mission is to serve you with news that gets results. We are Apple Valley News Now, on your side.
Next live, Faye Dunaway from her new documentary, Faye, plus the new Bachelorette, Jen Tran.
This is the moment I feel like the main character in my own love story.
Today at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
Is that Carl's Jr.'s 2 for $6 double take deal? I get 2 charcoal, cheesy, juicy, crunchy, melty, spicy choices for $6? I need to do a double take. 2 irresistible items, $6. Only at Carl's Jr.
Big burger! Good burger.
We want to present a $1,000 check to you for all your hard work that you've been doing. Paul Roberts has been volunteering with Tri-County Partners Habitat for Humanity for about 30 years.
I was watching them on This Old House, and they had a little segment on there, and that's what attracted me to it.
Roberts has spent every Saturday swinging his hammer, helping build homes for about 3 decades.
STCU honors volunteers in our community. To nominate someone, click on Volunteers Count at applevalleynewsnow.com.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. It is very mild out there for this morning with 50s and 60s for the Kittitas and Yakima valleys. We're also in the 50s and 60s for the lower Columbia Basin, and a big spread in the foothills of the Blues with 50s, 60s, and 70s. 71 this morning for Walla Walla. A little bit later today, it is going to be very hot out there, as we'll be about 15 degrees above average for early July. That means mid triple digits for the Kittitas and Yakima valleys. The same thing for the lower Columbia Basin in the 90s, and triple digits for the foothills of the Blues. So if you can stay inside today, if you can stay in AC, I would highly recommend that. Today's not just going to be dangerous because of the heat, it's also going to be dangerous because of the fire potential. Today's fire fuel energy in terms of historical percentiles are going to be up into the 95th percentile for Kittitas and Yakima counties, up into the 91st percentile for the lower Columbia Basin, and into the 91st percentile as well for the Blue Mountains. So this is very dry stuff out there for today. Please be on your P's and Q's when it comes to fire safety, and you'll have to do that more later in the week, and more on that in a second. Now for tonight, turning even milder compared to this morning with 60s for the Kittitas and Yakima valleys, 60s and 70s for the lower Columbia Basin, the same thing for the foothills of the Blues, which really isn't going to give us that much of an opportunity to cool off, especially as temperatures rebound into tomorrow. Up around 110 in the Tri-Cities for Tuesday, really splitting hairs when I say that Wednesday's cooler, because it's not going to be cooler by much. And then we will be about 5 to 10 degrees cooler in a Thursday through Sunday, but still our highs are going to be up into the triple digits. And given that we'll have this prolonged, stretch of very extreme, very sustained heat, that means our fuels are going to be very dry. And we're really honing in on Wednesday and Thursday, because that's when things are going to be the breeziest and the windiest. But for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, we're going with a first alert extreme impact fire day for the entirety of the viewing area. For tomorrow, here's what the fuels look like. Fire fuel energy up into the 99th percentile when you compare this to historical values for Kittitas and Yakima counties, up into the 96th percentile for the lower Columbia Basin, and up into the 97th percentile for the Blue Mountains. So this is, I can't reiterate it enough, this is just such a dangerous setup, and we all need to be very careful when it comes to being safe from the heat, and when it comes to fire safety. And of course, we'll have more to say about that coming up in the 6 o'clock hour. Here's the 7-day forecast for the Cascades. Near 90 degrees by tomorrow, even in the mountains, really underscores how hot this ordeal is going to be. And then for the Kittitas Valley, triple digits through Wednesday. Very dangerous fire weather for Wednesday and Thursday, just given the breezy and windy conditions. For the Yakima Valley, essentially 7 days in a row of triple-digit heat, maybe just shy of that for Thursday, not by much though. And then for the lower Columbia Basin, it's going to be the same thing, triple digits for the next 7 days, in essence. Then for the foothills of the Blues, hot, sunny, and dry over this next week. And then for the Blue Mountains, very dangerous fire conditions, especially with that thunderstorm chance potentially formulating for Sunday.
Thank you, Josh. In consumer news now, NASCAR is unveiling a new prototype for an electric race car.
Race fans in Chicago got a first look at the all-electric car over the weekend. The racing crossover has 3 electric motors, 1 driving the front wheels and 2 for the back.
It's also capable of producing a maximum of 1,300 horsepower. That's almost double the horsepower of NASCAR's current gasoline-powered race cars.
NASCAR introduced a broader initiative last year to reduce its overall net carbon emissions to 0 by 2035. However, executives insist they have no plans to turn away from fuel-burning power anytime soon.
And I have to repeat, Josh just gave a NASCAR joke earlier, so it was, how do they come up with the name NASCAR?
How,
Down in the South, they said that's a real NASCAR. And in more consumer news, we've been following Boeing news. So according to a filing from the Department of Justice, Boeing is paying a fine to avoid prosecution. It says the aircraft maker has agreed to plead guilty to conspiracy to defraud the U.S. That charge stems from 2018 and 2019 crashes in which 346 people died.
The document lists the fine as up to $487 million. Now that's a fraction of the almost $25 billion victims' families want Boeing to pay. Boeing confirms reaching an agreement in principle, but did not give details.
When we come back on Good Morning Northwest, we know dogs and cats got loose after the fireworks last week, but next we'll introduce you to an emu that got away.
Yes, a farm owner lost an actual emu. The hilarious story in just a few minutes.
You get hurt in a car wreck, and all of a sudden, you feel like there's a black cloud hanging over your life. You're in pain, and the insurance company doesn't want to pay. Call me, Attorney Mariano Morales. I have the power of more. Don't take that first offer when I can get you more, much more than they want to pay. And why go to court if you don't have to? And when they find out the heavy hitters on your side, well, you know, blue skies. Injured? Call me, Attorney Mariano Morales, because helping you is what I do.
Call 853-2222.
Meet Apple Valley News Now viewer Ann Carlson of Hermiston.
We've really enjoyed your station. Apple Valley News Now has been able to cover some of the Hermiston events. Not a lot of spin on the news and good weather reporting.
Apple Valley News Now, always on your side.
This is Rhonda. She's a soul line dance instructor. And this is Rhonda's Good Feet story.
I love dancing, but I had foot pain and hated the fact that I had to sit out a couple dances. But since visiting the Good Feet store and wearing the arch supports, I definitely have not felt the pain. I am able to dance longer, feel happier. My energy levels have increased. Once that energy gets into you and you're feeling good, double spins.
Get back out there with arch supports from the Good Feet store.
Shelby's Floral, your homegrown neighbor with worldwide connections for over 45 years. Shelby's, more than just a flower shop, specializing in beautiful custom arrangements, live plants, silk florals, and home decor. We're unique and we're here for all life's occasions all year long. Shelby's Floral at the corner of Clearwater and Edison in Kennewick is still open, and we're having a sale. Stop by today and let our experienced designers help you with all of your floral needs. Shelby's Floral.
Oh my gosh, wow. Who am I? Wow, is that really me?
Hi, I'm Jonathan Greenhut, the CEO of Plexiderm. All it takes is 10 minutes to reduce the appearance of under eye bags, wrinkles, and crow's feet. The instant results are from naturally based silicates found in shell clay. Once applied, your skin tightens and firms. Take action with our Plexiderm 10-minute challenge. Try it today for only $14.95, plus get free shipping. Visit plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
Dear unbreakable spirit, when the terrain is gnarly, you steady us. When obstacles are ahead, you lift us. When the turf is hostile, you inspire us. Own a legend. Toyota Trucks. Toyota has the best resale value of all brands according to Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
Next ET, Nick Cannon and BTAC's son turns 2, our exclusive Inside Legendary's birthday bash. Plus, we're kicking off a week with TV greats. Susan Lucci on a soap opera return.
Next ET. Tonight at 7.
A flight over a fun riverside park, Tuesday at 6.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Let's get close to home now and take a look at some of those hyperlocal temperatures as we're right near 60 for Snoqualmie Pass and Cle Elum. A little bit warmer than that for Ellensburg, and of course much warmer than that for Vantage, as the sensor there says we're at 75. Then for the Yakima Valley, we're seeing temperatures mostly in the 50s and 60s, although in Sela we're already up to 72. So again, who knows if that sensor is correct or not, but you kind of get the gist of the range of the temperatures right now in Yakima County. For the lower Columbia Basin, we're seeing temperatures mostly in the 60s, although officially in Tri-Cities, we're right on the cusp of 60 degrees. And then for the foothills of the Blues, tracking 60s and 70s. Very warm right now in Milton, Freewater, and Walla Walla, but you take the trip up into the higher terrain of the Blues, we're looking at 40s and 50s for Meacham and Ukiah.
Thank you, Josh. All right, check this out. A farm owner in Pennsylvania is breathing a sigh of relief.
This after her emu went missing from Bucks County on July 4th.
Now, it was gone for 24 hours, but the farmer has finally been reunited with it. Madeline Wright has details.
Is it an emu? Newtown Township residents couldn't believe their eyes. A 6-foot emu strolling down Atkinson Lane in the pouring rain. Owen Lentz saw it the night of July 4th.
I was scared because it kept opening its mouth and it had really long, like, talons or claws on its feet.
Neighbors tried to corral it. By the time police arrived, the flightless bird had retreated into the woods.
I think it's crazy, and I think it's still out in those woods out there.
The emu originally escaped from this farm called Earth's Best Organics about a mile away, where they raise emus for their eggs. Rosie Alfaro is the emu's owner.
She was all the way in the back. We already secured her enclosure. She busted through the fence. She got so spooked out from the fireworks.
But Alfaro was determined to get her emu back. She and her employees found the bird in the woods where it was last spotted, but catching it wasn't easy. The hunt